In today's video, we're going to talk about a problem that affects almost every salesperson. How do you call higher inside your prospect company? Hi, my name is Bill Caskey, author of Same Game, New Rules and co-host of the Advanced Selling Podcast with Brian Neal. You know, in the intro I talked about calling higher. It is a big problem for salespeople today. What happens is you go in, you make a call, you get relegated to some staff position or somebody in the lower levels of the organization, and it becomes really hard to escalate yourself to higher levels. It is one of the premier problems facing sales organizations. I'm going to give you 3 tips, things you can start doing today over the next few weeks to get better at this process. Tip number 1. You have to know and study their problems. If you're calling on a CEO or a president of a company or a CFO, you've got to understand what are their circumstances, what trends are affecting them, where do they feel the pain of their business. Forget about your product or service. We just want to know generally, where are they out of sorts, where are they derailed, what are some of the circumstances that get in their way. When you know this, then you can go to tip number 2, and that's adapt your story. We always say you never tell a lower level story to a higher level person. Don't go in and talk about the features and benefits of your widgets to a CEO. They could care less. They want to know, how are your widgets or your services going to help me get to my vision? How are you going to help me to be more productive in my organization? So you've got to adapt your story. The fact is, if you call on 3 or 4 different levels within a company, you might need to have 3 or 4 different stories, 3 or 4 different messages. But make sure you customize the message for the person you're talking to, and at higher levels, your story has to be higher too. Then the question always is, well, how do I get in front of these people? They're not just sitting around waiting for me to call. No, they're actually not, but they are accessible. You can get introduced to them via LinkedIn. What about your informal network? People you know who know people. What we find is the LinkedIn process is very powerful for you to get to know people who you don't currently know. Just go through your introductions and your referrals. We like this better than we like making cold calls. I just don't think that's effective, especially to position yourself. So, know their problems, adapt your story, get introduced through social media, and I think you'll find calling higher to be a lot easier than maybe you found it in the past. If these videos resonate with you and you'd like to see the others in the series, make sure you put in your first name, your email address below, and the other 11 videos will be on their way to you ASAP. See you next time. Bye.